let's take a look at this 2026 WNBA mock draft. We're gonna see from ESPN from Michael Wopo. We're gonna see who goes number 1 in the 2026 WNBA draft. Who's the prediction, and do I agree with it? Let's see. Or what's my thought on it? Well, let's go talk about it. So they have been about the college, obviously, which college players available were auditioning in the NCAA, obviously. And obviously the scouts were all there in person watching. Obviously. But let's talk about it, see whom I think will be making it to the draft. Who do I think will be in the draft? Well, some players this is their final games. Are they going to get picked higher or lower because of that? I mean, I could see that some of the big games weighed on them. Like, that like the tournament might translate like playoffs and finals, I could see that, So we'll see. In this mock draft, it says Olivia Miles was top level work. She was a lottery pick last season, but now she was trying to be an even more polished prospect. That and maybe the NIL money, because you got more than being in the league. So she was 19, 8, 9.8 rebounds, 9 assists. She's almost there. She was near triple-double, which is really good, or almost a double-double, and near triple-double, which is pretty good too. Which is really good, actually. Not bad, actually. So yeah. We have, and so then we'll see if with Olivia Miles is going with Paige Beckers, or is Easy Fun one with Paige Beckers? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Easy would be like a more natural fit with Paige, obviously, because obviously they have that chemistry on off the court. They know how to play on the court. It's together. They play UConn, obviously. So I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of interesting. It's going to be pretty interesting. I think. To me, it's going to be pretty interesting. Who's going to be who, where. It said, so she went in career best 19.6 points this season, as the Horned Frogs went 13-6 on the Big 12 regular season. So she had 6 triple doubles this season, including one in the first round in the state tournament. Her court, which is excellent. She made 73 3-pointers at CNTC on that season already. With that kind of offensive arsenal, Mouse work with Beckers and she's in Dallas. Yeah, it's true. It all depends on how Enrique stays, because does Enrique want out of Dallas in free agency? She willing to stay, She's been willing to stay in Dallas for her whole career. I mean, she has been willing to stay for her whole career in Dallas, so I'm wondering if she'll leave ever. I don't know though. I feel like she's kind of wants out of Dallas, but will she actually leave Dallas, I have no idea. Could I see Easy Foot one there? Yeah. So, I think there was a mock draft, I seen it off, and at number 1 overall, I was like, huh? Like, don't they already got some centers there? I was like, who's one that they have, like, Jeremy Cowan? I mean, they have Dallas. It's like, they don't need any more centers, right? I could be mistaken someone else, but you don't need any other centers. Really, you really don't. Well, I mean, no, Minnesota does need a true center. I mean, it is a good pick, though. To you for Lafayette would be. You people think, oh, well, is averaging 9.2 points. I even said this, yeah, she played well against in the league, in the Spain for Spain, against the WNBA players. She held her own. And I said that she could be picked ahead of Laura Betts. I was talking to Red about that, and people were like, about that, I was like, yeah, they're gonna draft a bit. Oh, I was like, the Mystics are drafting Laura Betts. I'm like, well, for one, I think you can have it. She's got that rookie potential. She's already been playing against pros in the overseas. She held her own against WNBA talent, playing for Puerto Rico against USA, and so she can hold her own in international tournament. The FIFA World Cup tournament that was in Puerto Rico, so she held her own there. So I don't see why she couldn't. Um, I just think it just becomes down to what you feel is she gonna gel soon? Yeah, they're saying it's true because how is she gonna? She has the potential, but can she gel right away? Can she gel right away? Is Lauren Bet? Who would gel faster than the league? Will be Lauren Betts. Will be Fam. That's really where it lines up with. Who do you think is gonna line up better? Who do you think is going to? You know what I'm saying? Who do you think is going to? Which team do you think is going to line her up the fastest? Or gel with the fastest? Who's going to gel the fastest with minutes? Honestly, is basically what it is. I think Lauren Betts did play her senior season. Did play extremely well. How said a flawless season. Honestly, I mean, not obviously not perfect, but did amazing her senior year, amazing. So I think I mean, I personally would rather take Lauren Betts. But I could see I could see as a GM, if I was a GM, just because I'm see Lauren Betts probably more. I'd be more biased to take Lauren Betts. But as a GM, I could see being the upside of taking someone like Lafayette with her. She's played against pros more. Can she adjust to league faster? I think she can. If she can hold her own in Spain, playing for Spain against WNBA players, in single games, in tournaments. Top teams, top overseas team, international squads, United States. I feel she can definitely 100% hold her own. In the league, I think, and she's a lot younger, so that the upside of having a young player, she's got more time. You got more opportunities with her to to develop her and stuff like that. With Lauren Betts, you have less. You have 3 years less. Of adapting with her and trying to develop her. So, and I don't know. And the Lynx are kind of in win now mode. They win another championship now mode. They're not in a mode where it's you know what I mean. And if you're kind of in want to win a championship now mentality, you have been the last few years, and you just haven't won it lately. This group, I feel you may want to waff him just because of that. I feel like, but then Easy Foot. I think Easy Foot could go with Dallas. I think, but honestly, like they were saying, like you see here, she did have not a strong tournament, and yes, she did not. So I feel like this could impact her career. I feel like that could impact her career. Although, I mean, her career, or her WNBA, I guess her career in the WNBA, wherever she lands up, I think she could go. It just depends, I think, honestly. It really depends on what Olivia Miles, if Olivia Miles gets drafted first, then the Seattle pick Easy Foot. If, like, it depends, like, who goes, which player goes first, Miles or Foot, for the Wings pick. Which, the Storm will pick the other of, and for the Lynx, like, the center will, the Mystics will pick the other one of the centers, like, Lauren Betts. Why, fam? Like, they'll pick either or. It really comes down to those two picks, like, you're gonna pick a center. You're just which center are you gonna take, which center are you forced to take, like, that's really what it comes down to. So, I do feel like, Lauren Betts, Zifud could be down in the 3 just because of the fact that, if they're a little more biased towards her more recent results, it just shows that she did struggle a bit, and it didn't really, she didn't really bounce back from adversity, really. I mean, she, we didn't really see her bouncing back from adversity. I mean, you haven't really seen her do that, because she really hasn't had to do that, so. Bouncing back when you're struggling a little bit, that's something that's going to be in the WNBA when you're not struggling a little bit, Can you bounce back from adversity? That's going to be something that I think, Seattle will be more willing to take a chance. I mean, Dallas will as well. Both young cores. Well, they're both young cores. Dallas is. And Seattle. Because you have some young, because they do have a new coach, as they figured walk win. I think that some of the young have Neko Beans and who else leaves? You have Neka. You have who else? Skylar Diggins. They leave. I don't know. So I could see that. I could. And if that would be like a good, nice young core pick, especially with the young talent they got in Seattle right now. I could see that, like, just try to build young, be like Dallas, where they build like young for the most part. Maybe with like a 1 or 2 stars. That's it. Like really young, and just try to go all out. I could see that. So I could see that. So I could. So I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting to where this thing. I just couldn't see Easy because if she does look at her stats, in her last few games she did struggle. In the Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, a little bit, compared to Leaf, so, so, I mean, you didn't really see like a bounce back game from her. You really didn't. You know, even for her team lost, didn't she like have a good bounce back? So I don't know. You didn't really see that when she had struggles because she doesn't. She really doesn't struggle much. I'm not talking against like top talent. She really doesn't. Like Lauren Betts. Definitely, I could see her being like a really solid defensive player, for the Mystics. I don't think she'll be like an offensive. I don't know if she'll be like totally like an offensive player, but honestly, I mean, yeah, yeah, they have size, but it doesn't matter. I mean, 6'7", you cannot pass that up. Don't tell me you're gonna pass that up. Like an extremely athletic 6'7" player. You know, like I don't think you are. You are. And if you pass up on her, there's like zero chance. If I was a GM and I got the opportunity to pick her, I'd be like, I'd be like, well, absolutely, we're picking her. Absolutely, we're taking her. 100%. Like there's no way you're not. Like there's no way you're not. And she's like 100, and like didn't. Yeah, she did. She definitely helped her draft stock. 100% helped it. There's absolutely no telling she didn't. And so 60% from the field, all 6 games, 20 points, 9 rebounds, 0.3 runs, 3.2 assists, 20 blocks, and 2 runs most of there. I mean, that's absolutely, it, like I said before, it's a toss up. Like, the Lynx gonna pick her or the Mystics gonna pick her? It just really depends on fit. Like, which player do you see gelling more with your specific team? The Wings or the Mystics. And then this players, I'll pick them, but they're not the one I wanted, possibly. But I'll take them, I'd rather have this, So, but I mean, I could see that you have a nice young talent group, like a young core. They traded away some of their start, like, you have, they got rid of Brittany Sykes, and that, so I could see that if you have over in Seattle, so Alicia Clark, and Alicia Clark back with the Mystics, where she was a star. I know they did do that before. That I believe she's in Mystics now, back with the Mystics, I believe. So, so I could see them, like the young core, like you have Shakira Austin, Lauren Betts, Georgia Amor, Alicia Clark. That young core that they have there in Washington. And and you have Emily Inkster. That young core. I can just see it, not yet, but like kind of be like a UCLA rise, like younger core. You see it with a few veterans. You see like core, like kind of thing. They slowly build up, and then just all of a sudden just explode. I could totally see that. I could totally see that. Happening for Mystics in like a positive way. So, Claudia Johnson. I mean, they do need anyone. Claudia Johnson. I don't know. I mean, the Mystic, this guy need anyone. need everyone. Honestly, you need a bunch of positions. So where I take is gonna be good. It's gonna be worth taking. But honestly, if you do get, I don't know, will they develop her right though? That's the problem though. Will they actually be competitive enough to actually want to keep her around, and develop her, and stuff like that? I don't know though. Will they be more patient developer with the same coach they got? If they can be developer instead of like Drew Witherspoon after one season, after she did good, I mean, you know, I don't know. That's the problem. You know, that you need you need to be able to something a team. It's gonna be able to really just be, be willing to help you and take you in. You know, are you willing to get taken in? And are they willing to develop you? That's the problem with Dallas. Not Dallas, with Chicago, that they're not able to develop. Like they players who want to stay and then they just leave. That's kind of the thing. You have like healers. You have a few like veterans that are more like non in the peaks of their careers. I think. I mean, they were like not like uncontained teams. Like like Rachel Banham. I mean, they have some good role players, good role player veterans, but they don't. I mean, that's what really hurts. I think. I mean, they got. I mean, I like them watching all them play, but it's like yes and no. I mean, I don't know development. I mean, that's what I really I don't know about. Then in Agoma from France, 20 years old, that would be a good pick for the Temple because they need someone they need just a young talent that they can develop and just draft from scratch. Start from basically scratch and just develop them. Like yes, last year in the draft, the Valkyries they did like exceptionally well in the draft, but do I think that be able to recreate that success to the Temple? Yes, no, I do not think that. So this would be like a good start. Develop, just have some players they develop, and if they're absolutely committed to that, they can be on a good foot. Especially with someone like from France who's already had like played like really extremely well like overseas.
Booty. Booty cootie. What are you doing, big boy?
Like I was saying, yeah, that's what you need. Someone need just someone who can just be willing to commit to developing. And that's the same with the player. And they got him. And Ion, and she's in Spain League, basketball league over there. She was 2023 MVP of the FIFA Under 19 World Cup in 2023. She was 20 in January, and she was 17 then. So, yeah, she was 17 in so playing in the Under 19s World Cup. So, I could see her doing well against She's playing up a couple years, so I could see her, doing well, and against WNBA players, but she just needs like time to develop, play against them, and just whatever happens, regardless of the results, regardless if they go on 40, on like 30, or whatever, you just need to develop them. And Jen, 'Jen, 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 ' Um, I mean, she was like amazing for UCLA. She was, and also Utah. Like people don't remember. People don't. I don't think enough people really, like really know how good she was at Utah. She was like amazing. Utah. For them, and like that was like an amazing pickup for UCLA in the portal. That was like amazing, like amazing. Like that was an excellent portal pickup for them. Like that was like and just and she was like you know good for her. Um, her scoring average, she didn't have like the high scoring numbers like obviously it says, but obviously she didn't. Anyways, you could see it from just watching the games. But she was amazing from three. She was like just amazing shooter. She's like a great shooter, and if they need just that little scorer on there, especially when they lost Carla late from to the expansion teams. This could be like a good replacement for. I think you know this could be because especially be that pure shooter ability that they need. You know, and this would be honestly a great pick for the Cody McMahon. I mean, I don't know about that. That seems a little high to me because like she was not. Like, I think Ole Miss did help her out more with transferring to Ole Miss did probably help her out with this just make her WNBA draft eligible more. I think it did help, but having that low shooting percentage is yeah, that is a key though, because yeah, I mean especially when they might push out to three more, they know that she's weak from three. They might put the name and defenders might push her out to play from three. When she's in there, yeah, you're gonna have to work on that, and so and if you're gonna have to be a perimeter player in the WNBA, I don't know. I mean, I think I could see her working with the Mystics, but I don't know though. I mean, I don't know though. Mm, yes and no. Yes and no. I could see that. I mean, I don't know. Raven Johnson. I could see Raven Johnson go to him. Like the Fever. Fever definitely need a player like like they need to get rid of Haka's Raven Johnson hit player. That's what I think they'll get. Um, you have more of the scoring threat. If they want more of a scoring presence, they more of like the offensive presence. They'll take Gabriel Haka's. If you want more of a defensive presence, I think you go with Raven Johnson more. So I personally would. I don't know if the Fever need like a scoring presence really. That's kind of the thing. I mean, they can score. They just give up points too, a bunch. When I've seen big games from them, they have given up a lot too. So I think they need that, just like a pure scorer or pure not scorer, pure defensive there. They don't need a pure scorer. I mean, yes, you could have a scorer and then just like try to play those high pace games like 100 to like 90, possibly. But I think you do need that defensive presence, so that doesn't happen, And I think they can do that, with her. And we got Gabriel Hawkins. I think that would be excellent fit, her, Lauren Betts. Again, good together. Her and Lauren Betts together. That would be just amazing, Like they already had that chemistry from playing at UCLA. Teammates, friends, like on off the court, that'd be just, that would be like perfect, honestly. Yeah, I could see where Gabriel Hawkins goes to UCLA, goes to the Mystics. Like does really exceptional, especially as a scorer. Like, whew, I mean, her and Lauren Betts, Nisha Clark. You got who else? Shakira Austin, Emily Inkster. You got a bunch of good, solid young core. And her and Lauren Betts. And maybe Cody McMahon. Like the physical. Oh, you got the physical play too. Like on the offense side, defensive side with Cody McMahon. They could draft her, possibly. I mean, that would be just. Whew. I mean, like I said, it could be like a fast rise, but it also could be like them at UCLA, where like they, as seniors, they want, are amazing, as seniors, and they were amazing before, but they had a slow rise, to becoming like national champions. Like I could see that, being in the Mystics, it's gonna be harder when the professionals, but I could see that, them going from like bottom to top, going up there, making playoffs. It's getting better and better and better. I could see that, 100%. That would be, whew, that would be a scary team. If you're an opposing team, player or coach or fan, whew, that would be scary facing watching them face your team. Whew, that would be like, just think about it, man. And then Kiki Rice for the Connecticut Sun. Um, I mean, she won the Sun though. I don't like that. I mean, not that I don't like that. I just don't like. I mean, we're going to Connecticut one year, and then you're going all the way down to Houston next year. It's like, come on, like, yeah, that's the part I'm more referring to. Not that I don't mind. I won't mind her playing in Connecticut, like playing for that group of team, that group. You know, you know, what I'm trying to say. It's just more like the fact that she's going to the Sun and going to go to Comets, being Comets in 2027. That whole situation, nothing to do with really her as a whole, just for that team, the way the league forced it out on them. I don't wish anyone to go there, but it is what it is. And but she is a really solid like star. I could see her doing exceptionally well in Connecticut, especially when they have a young core. They don't have a lot of in their expansion draft. They got rid of like Marina Mabry. She probably didn't want to stay there anyways. She probably didn't, and that so. But she got picked up by expansion team. She got picked up, but I could see Kiki Rice doing well over there. I could see Kiki Rice doing well for a Connecticut Sun, especially with that young core. They really don't really have like an actual core future, so I really don't, you know. I mean, who they got? Like Aaliyah Edwards, like I mean, it's really about it. I mean, for like core, because they traded for her, so I mean, maybe they're using her as their core. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like really, I really don't know. Like seriously, because their core, they really don't have one. And then Ty Latson for the Dream, I could see that. I could definitely see that. It definitely helped her out. They really don't need much. They really don't need much in for the Dream. They really don't. They got like Angel Reese. They got um Alicia Gray. Um, who else do they got? They got Ryan Howard. They have Naz Hillman. They probably got other. Oh, they got Brittany Griner, and they got like just a great quality there in Atlanta. So just having like a solid role player like Ty Latson, she was a leading scorer for like a like Florida State, But when in like a role playing team like South Carolina, she was able to play her role well, and I could see her not doing not like being like the star, but just being a role player and just playing her role well. Excellent player. I could see that 100%. You know, her working out there. I could see could Marta Suarez go go to do well in the Storm. I could see it. I mean, I really don't know who you'd pick. I mean, kind of at the end, it's more of like the fit. What players you need to fit in your system, and could she fit? There. I could see that because she played in, especially Cal, Tennessee. I mean, I don't really remember her at Tennessee too much, but Cal, she definitely improved a lot at Cal, and then TCU, she definitely really raised her stock there. Um, I could see that where she is I could see that really she could be really good if she's a scorer, like a rebounder. So I could definitely see her fitting a role in Seattle. And then Medina Okot, who knows? Was she playing Connecticut? Was she not? I don't know. Yeah, it's his fifth year eligibility. She did because she played 1 year in Mississippi State, and then she transferred to and then she got offered from South Carolina to play for them in the United States, and she played 2 years in Kenya, and then Team Saunders outlawed her. So mm-hmm. I don't. I mean, so will she get fifth year? I wouldn't be surprised if she did get a fifth year. And that would actually probably help her out. Playing a fifth year in college in the NCAA, that would, if she gets a fifth year, playing a second year at South Carolina, would definitely help her out. But yeah, like I saying, it's good for development, which it would be. But do I see her? Could I see her playing in the WNBA? Yes. Could I see her doing well right away? I mean, I think she's gonna have to do like learn and take the wins with the losses and all that stuff. Just take it how it is. Whatever happens, happens this year. Don't even worry about your coach. Don't fire your coach. Don't get rid of him. Don't do nothing. Just basically like, just like, hey, develop, develop, develop. And if they talk about it, what's going on in this team, just say, we're developing, developing, developing. We're going to try for wins and losses, but we're not like, we want to develop this core, group, keep them young, this young core talent, keep them young, and just develop, keep pushing that. You know, you know, you know. Yes, you want the wins and a lot. Yes, you want the wins. Yes, you want the championships. But this would be overall just great for them. You know, if they can just develop, constant development all season, like they did last season, 930. But they have a different core. That would be a perfect thing to do. Just develop them this year, and then keep developing on and on, and just slowly develop. I think they could do better. You know, what you know, I think they could.